Hi, Bruce Edgerly, Vice President and co-founder of Backcountry Access. We're going to talk about how to program the BC Link 2.0 and some of the other finer points of the unit. And we're also going to throw in a few tidbits about the Link 1.0. When you open up the box, you'll find the quick reference card, base unit, smart mic with connection cord, charging unit, and micro USB cord. To charge the 2.0, attach the micro USB cord to the micro USB port, and you can use the charger provided with the unit, or you could use any other charger, but we recommend the one that comes with 2.0. To charge the 1.0, just put the USB cord in the port down on the side. And it's a good idea to use the cord that comes with it, because when the light turns green, you know it's charged. But you can still use another device if you'd like. When you're done charging, make sure you close the cover on both of these to prevent water and condensation from accumulating inside the unit. To check the battery power level on the 2.0, make sure it's turned on and then press the up and down buttons together, and you'll see the battery power percentage in the lower right part of the screen. On the 2.0 and the 1.0, you can also check the battery power just by looking at the icon in the upper left-hand corner and seeing how full it is. If the 2.0 is turned on for over 2 hours with no interaction, it will emit a beep every 5 seconds. This will help you save battery power if you forget to turn it off. To use your BC Link in a backpack, just throw the base unit in the main compartment, and then clip the smart mic either to your shoulder strap or to your sternum strap. Then it's always within arm's reach. If you have a float airbag pack from BCA, when you feed the cord through the shoulder strap, then it goes underneath the airbag into the main compartment and clips into this loop with the base unit. With the BC Link, you can preset your channels using the dial switch on the smart mic. You can set them to channel A, B, C, D, E, or F using the following steps. To change your preset channels, make sure the radio is on and make sure you're on the letter that you want to change. In this case, I'm on letter C on the dial switch, which is preset at the factory to channel 4, privacy code 20. Now, normally that's our most popular channel, so if there's too much chatter, you could just move over to channel D or E, and that'll bring you to a different preset. But let's just say that before the day even starts, we decide, well, we want to be on our own channel that doesn't get much traffic. Let's make C channel 5, privacy code 11. The way to do that is you hit the menu button and you'll see the channel start flashing. Use the up and down buttons to move up or down. I'm going to move up to channel 5, hit OK, or wait 5 seconds for it to stop flashing. Then to change the privacy code, which you'll see down here in the right lower corner, press the menu button twice to move over to the privacy code, and now you can move up to channel 5, privacy code 11. Now that corresponds to C on your dial switch. Remember, if you're on privacy code 0 down here in the lower right corner, that means you haven't chosen a privacy code. In that case, you can hear everybody on channel 5, whether they're on privacy code 1, 2, or 22. But they can't hear you. An important thing to remember is that channels 8 through 14 have much less power than all the other channels. So if you want to save some power, move over to one of those channels. I know from the chart in my manual that channel C is 420, but channel D is 810. Which is a lower power channel. So I'm going to move over to channel D, let's say if my battery power gets down below 10% or something. It's always a good idea to lock the base unit before you stow it away in your pack, so that the channels can't inadvertently change somehow if you take a tumble or something. And the way to do that is just to press the left and right buttons together, and it'll count down 3, 2, 1, and now it's locked. Same thing to unlock it. 3, 2, 1, now it's unlocked. It only locks the keypad on the base unit. It doesn't lock anything on the smart mic. Of course, to communicate with other people in your group and people using other brands of GMRS radios, you need to be on the same channel and the same privacy code. To talk to other people on that same channel, make sure your mouth is at least 2 inches away from the smart mic and press the push to talk button for at least 1 second before talking. Then when you're done talking, release the button. Note that if you're getting low on power, say 10% or less, and you press that push to talk button, it's going to start beeping at you. That might be a good time to move down to a lower power channel. The Link 2.0 has a 1-minute return to standby mode, where if you push the push to talk button for more than 60 seconds, it will go back to standby mode. This is meant to prevent using too much battery power and from blocking these channels, which are public. This is what it'll sound like. If you scroll up past channel 22, that's where you get into our weather channels. These are really handy for checking out the local weather in your area. To do that, press the menu button till it flashes and then go up past 22. And you'll see that you can either scroll manually up through each weather channel, or it'll scan for you if you just wait for 5 seconds. And eventually it'll land on a weather channel if there's one in your area, and you can listen to the weather forecast. Note the cloud in the upper right hand corner, which indicates you're on the weather channels. One thing to remember is that the weather channels aren't for transmitting, they are receive only channels. Now if you happen to be getting a lot of static, there's a couple of things that could be happening. You could have preset one of your channels to a weather channel, and that weather channel isn't coming in very well in your current location. Another thing that could be happening is that you're on channel 1, privacy code 0. That one gets far more traffic than any of the others, in which case just move over to another preset. Another reason you might be experiencing static is you could have some water in your mic. The best solution to that is make sure you never let the earplug jack get water in it. Always keep it closed unless you're using it, right there. It's also important to make sure that you're not too close to a noise source. A diesel truck, for instance, or certain kinds of snowmobiles often kick up enough electromagnetic noise to create static on a radio. Here's another programming detail that could come in real handy in an emergency situation. It is possible for a powerful UHF VHF radio like they use at sheriff's departments and search and rescue groups to talk to a BC Link. The way to do that is for the owners of this fleet, the Sheriff's Department for instance, to download our frequency chart off of our website and program the frequency into their radios that correspond to the channels and privacy codes on the BC Link. It's not possible to program the BC Link to access these radios, but it is possible for these radios to access our channels. And that way you can talk back and forth between a rescue group and the BC Link radios. That's really handy for a guiding operation, for instance, but only in emergency situations. Now, if all these beeping sounds are driving you nuts while you're programming the unit or while you're transmitting, you can turn those on and off just by using the menu button and scrolling past the channel, the privacy codes, and then into the sound icons. And you can read about that in the owner's manual. Just keep in mind that if you want to just go back to all the factory settings with all the beeping and the preset channels, just hit the menu button and the up arrow at the same time, and it'll count down to 1 and then go back to all the factory settings. This factory reset option is only available on our newer units. You can tell those between our older units because the newer ones have more of a flush earphone jack cover like this one, and the older units have more of a raised earphone jack cover. Now you know the finer points of how to program the Link 2.0 radio. For more instructions on how to use them in the field, including for emergency use, go to the backcountryaccess.com website.